this week. I'm pronouncing it Guibo, Guibo.
Yeah.
G-U-B.
Guibo.
Yeah, Guibo.
Guibo.
Yeah, I'm never amazing with the pronunciations, and that's okay. Is it the name of the original Pac-Man ghosts, one of the original Pac-Man ghosts, or the rubber tool that sits in between the transmission and the drive shaft of a car?
Oh.
This is a genuine 50-50.
Yeah, it's a complete guess.
Most of them are 50-50 for you, Ben.
That's the aim of the game, is it not?
Yeah.
Rollo actually knows a lot of them, to be fair.
I knew Einsteinium. All right, I've locked one in.
I want to go the tool.
I went the ghost.
Somehow Ben's right.
No, well played.
Somehow, please.
Somehow Ben's right.
Yeah.
Bang.
I
That's two. I think I won. We got it last week, didn't we?
think we both got it
did,
last week.
So that's the best I've ever done.
Back to back?
Back to back.
Winning
B2B.
Health update. Okay, so a lot has happened. We're recording on a Wednesday, which is probably the latest we've ever done this show, which is not necessarily related, but you were feeling still a bit under the weather on Monday.
Yeah.
After missing the game on Friday night. You're a late absence from the Port game. We might get Lauren from Essendon to ask this question first.
Hey Ben and Harry, this is Lauren from Essendon and I have a question for Harry. Just wanted to see how you were feeling this week and if you're feeling up to playing against the Pies on Saturday. We missed you last week at Marvel. Hope you're feeling better. Go Baggers.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, I'm feeling much better, thank you. Unfortunately, woke up, what was it, Friday, and pretty crook, and was hoping to be able to, what it's like as a player, you try and tell yourself you could be all right, and hopefully by the afternoon. But unfortunately, it's get worse and worse, and it wasn't in a great way. But luckily, feeling much better now. I trained yesterday, and feeling much better this week. So I'll be all good to go.
Yeah.
As long as I get picked.
Have you
for the Collingwood game?
Have either of you been out for illness before game day?
Yeah.
Because that would be so frustrating. Just waking up.
I think Harry made a good point. It's like you do try and tell yourself, like you have adrenaline, you'll have everything around you to get up. So, there's times where you don't feel amazing, but obviously everyone's different and every situation is different. But it's not. You never want to miss games at all. So
funny story.
You're always going to try and tell yourself to get up.
Funny story, sidetrack. But I think one of the other times I was kind of laid out was in my first year in the VFL, and similar thing. Woke up not feeling very well, and rang the doctor, VFL doctor, who was going to be there on the game day, and I think he was working out of the Collingwood, the medical facility just in Amy Park there.
Yeah,
he was like, come in, maybe have a run around, see if you feel. I think I might have had like a chest infection and whatever to see if you can breathe and whatever.
Yeah,
and I got in there, and it was actually on an election day, and we had to vote. And then the doctor was like, righto, I actually need to vote, so maybe we can go and vote, and then you can come back and see and do like a little test to see if you're going to play.
Yeah.
And then so we went and voted, but the line was forever. It took like an hour, so we were in line for about an hour, and then last minute decided to, because we were getting quite close to the game, pulled the pin on the voting and then just had to run around, realised I was no good, and then went home. But I was standing in line.
Oh, you were in line?
Yeah, we were both in line waiting to vote.
On game day?
What an awful game day experience.
Yeah.
You're sick and you're waiting to vote.
Yeah, it wasn't a great experience.
So you didn't end up voting?
I didn't end up voting or playing, so it was just the worst scenario
That's
ever.
the worst day ever.
Yeah.
Tracy also sent through a question saying, did you need a written letter of absence that you send to the AFL, like a note from mum?
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. But in all seriousness, are you have you had instances where either of you have been sick? And
maybe
are you constantly updating?
Maybe
the
explain
club?
how it happens. Like, do you call the doctor as soon as you wake up, or what's the process when you feel a little bit off in the morning of a game day?
Yeah, it depends whether you've probably been feeling sick for the few days beforehand or whether it's just waking up. Yeah, there's obviously you want to let everyone know as soon as possible, but then there's also the element of, as you said before, Ben, as a player, you want to you tell yourself,
you never ruin yourself out straight away.
I'll be fine, like a bit of adrenaline, and the afternoon after having a nap or whatever. So,
and do you not want to sound like a whinger? I guess because that would be my instinct.
Yeah,
you're never going to throw a sickie in your line of work, but
no, that's right. And then there's also you do think a bit like that, but then as soon as all your people at your club know you so well, so it's like especially like they know that if you're saying mate, I'm really unwell and I can't play, they know that you must be really not in a great way.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're, in going to school and, you just got a little bit of a runny nose. And,
Yeah, which I'm sure you guys are pretty fond of.
What does that mean to me, mate?
I never miss school.
So they always know what's going on. And, everyone was great. And that's just the initial. You never love missing, but, as I said, feeling much better. So looking forward to a big week ahead.
It's good news.
Yeah. And I guess the conspiracy theorists out there that were saying, well, this is clearly something to do with concussion, obviously we'll put that to bed. Just completely unrelated.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the media stuff or what people have been saying, but I can understand, given the week, people might be chit-chatting, but as I said, completely unrelated and just unfortunately woke up sick and wasn't in a great way. And that's
time of the year as well. Like, what are we, middle of winter?
Oh, yeah. COVID's rolling through.
Yeah.
Tommy is a Carlton Nuffy who's helping us out today in MJ's absence. And then I've seen Hughesy in here this morning. He's just like, have you seen Harry yet? We need him. So desperately missed on Friday night. Was that a frustrating experience watching from home?
Yeah, I hate watching. It's the worst thing ever. I don't know, Ben, if you've done that much, but whether you're...
Bruised foot.
Yeah, sorry. He was resting the bruised foot for about a month.
Foot up on the cushion.
And then the ice pack on.
It's never nice as a player watching your own teammates play. It's just strange, especially if you've been playing like quite consistently for that season or even the last few years, like, and then not being there. It's it's a strange feeling, but it's never nice not playing and watching. Watching and then watching on TVs because you know what I guess we're trying to achieve or what we're trying to do, but you can only see broadcast, which is like,
and the camera doesn't capture it.
Yeah. So
what are we missing as a viewing audience? Because obviously going to the game's a very different experience. It's a better experience to see what's unfolding up the field. But are there specifics that you think?
Exactly that. I think like the broadcast will only get 10 or 15 metres either side of the ball where the ball is. So you miss what's happening before the lead up to the play and afterwards. It's just almost as simple as what you just said. Like you miss the whole lead up. Only sort of see the result of sort of what's happened. So
that's why it's always really fascinating when, say, a result happens on the weekend and whatever X team loses to Y by 5 goals, and people say, "Oh, it's because of their inability to connect going inside 50 or something," or they didn't,
you do hear that a lot,
and then it's like that might be the thing that people say in the media, and then you watch from the 4 angles and all the different stuff at the club, and it has nothing to do with the I-50 connection. It's all the things that happened before, and people only see the broadcast connection of going inside 50, but there's so much that happens that people wouldn't even think of that actually contributes to the outcome of the game, but people only see that one thing. Yeah. It's really interesting.
I often wonder if the broadcast experience could improve, and I don't know what you would do, like if it were more wide shots, but it might be harder to watch.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating. I imagine watching from home would be a weird experience if you're so used to seeing everything unfold in front of you. Dylan also had a question about the media attention.
Howdy, Dylan from Bendigo. Question for the both of you. Harry, how are you feeling after Friday? And I suppose more wondering how you've handled the media and non-Carlton supporters quizzing on why you were a late withdrawal. And then Ben, being at a new club and such a big club, wondering how you're handling the pressure that comes with the current issues at Essendon. And as much as I hate to say it, hopefully you get to turn it around, because would like to see you get a gig in the finals. Even better if Carlton can beat you in there. Go Blues.
Slight backhand, maybe.
Wow.
Slight.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, what do you reckon? How have you found it, Ben? Obviously, it's been a different ball game, been such a big club now.
I think the best way to describe it is when we're going well, and this is nothing new, but when you're going well, everyone loves you and think if this is it, like this is the year, everything's going to be different. And then as soon as you lose a few games, it's like nothing's changed. They suck, whatever. So that's nothing new. I think it's like we've always spoken about. Knowing who to listen to and what to ignore is really important. I think ever since sort of rolling in from day one, you speak to a few of the boys and it's like they literally said the exact same thing, that if we have a good win, it's like, how good are we we've arrived, and as soon as we lose, it's like same old Essendon or whoever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, most clubs have the same examples. That when you win, everything's going well. As soon as you lose, it's end of the world almost. So
Yeah.
I think it's important to understand that, like, you listen to your teammates, family, club, coaches, etc. And honestly, everything other than that doesn't matter. It's similar to what you were saying before, Harry, around like it's such a misconception on they might see one thing and then that's what they go after, but
Yeah.
the reality is there's so much more in depth than just what you see on the 2 hours in the weekend from one camera angle or one storyline or whatever it is. So
Also, that's the beauty of football to a degree, that everyone can have an opinion. We love headlines and we love extremes. So like that's why people love to say
it's
you guys are the best team in the world when you're winning, and then when you lose, you guys are the worst team ever. So no one, apart from probably the players and stuff, like to live in the middle of just realities and kind of consistently in the middle. Everyone, as an industry, likes to report on extremes, which is like what makes the game great to a degree. But I think as a player, and over time, you'll learn that living in the middle is the best way to be, because you can't ride the roller coaster for too long, or you just get exhausted. So we definitely realise that it's a great part of the game, that so many people have such a connection and investment in footy, and that's why the game's so great. But as I said, there's always people love extremes where we try and be in the middle.
Yeah. No, I like that. Having said that, 3 losses in a row for the Bombers. It must have been a frustrating night against the Saints, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, reality is like our last 3 or 4 games have been really poor. So it's a unique situation because, we aren't doing a lot right, and that's, blind Freddie could see that. But yet we're...
Is that the same?
Yeah, it's
Blind Freddie, yeah.
Yeah. But
Is that the thing where they get the names from?
It's a bit rough on poor Fred.
Yeah. It's like, do you ever think there's
Hear
actually...
the commentary.
Do you ever think there's actually like a Joe Blogs out there who like...
There would
has
be
had a
Joe
really
Bloggs.
tough life because everyone's just saying his name.
I'm sure there is a Joe Blogs that exists.
Yeah, poor Joe.
Poor Joe. Oh, you just ruined my momentum there.
Sorry, I just
what was the question?
it's getting a bit serious.
I don't know. Put up Blind Freddie.
Oh,
Someone being blind.
we're in a unique situation where we're obviously not doing a lot right, and right now we're not deserving of a top 8 spot, but yet there's 4 games left, and if we win majority of them, we could play finals. So it's hard in terms of our output isn't deserving of a spot in the A, and that's fine. And we've got to be realistic that we haven't earned that right across the last 4 or 5 weeks, and we're really aware of that. But it can't be too doom and gloom because the opportunity is still there. So
Of course.
it's a really unique situation in terms of we've got to be realistic and honest with ourselves, and we certainly have been, which is great. But you can't be too down in the dumps because the opportunity is still in front of us. So which is exciting as well. So certainly not taken away from how disappointing the last month or so has been, but there is aspects of our season that has been really, really strong. So it's not getting too down on some things, but very hardly going. That's not even a word. Very hard going after some areas that we have to get better, or we won't play finals, basically. So it's a really unique situation, but the challenge is there for us. So on the other hand, it's really exciting.
Yeah. It's such a good point. I mean, you're within striking distance of playing in the finals very easily. And if you ask Brisbane, 8 weeks ago, it's a different situation. All you need to do is start winning.
Yeah, and I think
you can turn it around.
but then also, to be honest, like it's a trap as well. Like saying, you just need to win a few more games and you'll be there. It's like, yes, that's great, but we've got to identify why aren't we where we want to be. Like again, you've got to be honest with yourself, and that's so important. So you can fall in the trap of, people are right. We are just there. A couple more wins and we'll play finals. Like you've got to be honest and debrief things as honest as possible, because that's where the strongest learnings are. So it's a fine balance at the moment. It's ultimately it's a challenge that we'll either be good enough and we qualify, or we don't. It's just that's the reality, and it's in our hands.
Yeah, very, very pragmatic,
Diplomatic.
diplomatic. I'm liking this chat. All right, so Lockie had a question regarding Essendon for you, Ben.
Yeah.
G'day, Lachlan from Sunbury here. Question for Ben. Obviously, there's a lot of disappointment at the moment among the fans. Does the playing group have a drive to sort of come back, and whether or not that means playing finals, but sort of finishing the year on a high at least? I heard skinny dipping in a muddy dam can do wonders for a season revival. So yeah, go Dogs.
Yeah.
Down
very,
the curve,
very good,
huh?
Lachlan.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're competitors, we're athletes. You know, there's always going to be a drive. Like no one likes losing. We all want to perform as well as possible. But as I said earlier, the reality is we're not there yet. So, and to his point, whether it's 4 games, you know, in the future, next year, whatever, it's more, you know, being honest with ourselves, and we certainly have been this week more than any, really. Where, you know, the equation is very clear, which is good as a player, because you know what's on the line and what could happen if certain things happen. So there's certainly no lack of drive. I mean, yeah, to your point, Harry, I mean, there's fans that are very passionate, and that's what we love about our game. But, you know, I've got full confidence, and I know personally that I'm doing all I can to, you know, get back on the ship and start, you know, sort of rediscovering some of that form from earlier in the year as a team. And yeah, the beauty about sport is that it's on the athletes to do it, and it's a challenge, but it's, you know, a lot of it is our controllable. So there's certainly no lack of drive, but also can understand where the fans are coming from in terms of they've probably been in this situation many a time before. So you sort of have to acknowledge that and the frustration, because we feel it as well. But ultimately, we've got to be solution-based, and that's where, after the emotion wears off of a disappointing loss or month, that's where the attention goes to about how to actually go about fixing some of these issues. So that's where our sort of thought process is right now,
Can I ask about the fans? Because we spoke last year when things were looking a bit dicey down at Bluesland, and there was a particular game where the fans were quite vocal when you were coming off the field, and we had a good discussion about it, and you said there were some young guys in the group that hadn't experienced that before, and it was quite a brutal kind of experience. And then some footage came out over the weekend with Essendon. A similar kind of thing. Did you notice that as you were coming off the field?
No, I haven't been aware of that footage. Certainly, you'd be lying if you didn't hear what people were saying as you're walking off. You're sort of half bracing yourself for 10 seconds of abuse, really, to be honest. And you understand that, they're passionate, but I don't think there needs to, the fans need to cross that line of, I suppose, abuse or hurling words across the fence.
It doesn't represent all fans either.
No, exactly right. That was my next point. You can be frustrated, and we want you to be frustrated when we lose, and we want you to be happy when you win. But finding that middle line of accepting what's happened and being respectful in all facets of our game, whether you're on the field, off the field, a member, or just a general fan, watching on. So. I don't think there's any excuse for abusing players when they're walking off the ground. But you can be frustrated. That's two different things. But there's certainly a line where us players and everyone needs to feel safe. And that's not on by hurling abuse. But you can be frustrated, of course.
Yeah, nice. So that sets up a huge weekend.
Who you guys got this week? Oh, Freo.
Freo.
On
Sunday.
The G.
Yeah,
it's such a strange slot.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll start with the Saturday game. So Collingwood Carlton. It really doesn't get much bigger.
Yeah, that's
both
a monster.
Pendles 400.
Pendles 400.
Yeah,
season.
What an incredible effort to get to 400.
Yeah. Quick Pendles chat.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Pendles.
yeah.
Have you had any particular experiences playing against Scott Pendlebury in the past? I imagine he's in that sort of buddy, dusty ilk of aura.
The gym we go to
in
Werribee in our off season, Pendles goes there a little bit. So we've had a few run-ins with him personally and together.
So that kind of
tremendous guy.
Lovely time for everyone.
Remember, I bumped into him. I don't know, it would have been 5 or 6 weeks after they won the flag, and we were just talking about it for half an hour, what it meant, how it was, the emotions of everything, and just the most down-to-earth guy, and obviously a true pro and someone I think as an industry we admire so much. So got a lot of respect for Pendles, and on the field he's been obviously a warrior for their club. So congratulations to Pendles.
I remember, I don't know if you were there, but it was maybe 2022, and we were doing a similar thing in the off season, and there was a few different guys from clubs, and even some VFL and some TSC Cup kids were doing like a bit of sprint training on the grass and having a bit of a kick. And
right.
I still remember Pendles going up to some of these guys that weren't even on the list, I don't think, just like to play in TSC Cup or VFL, and coming over and saying, "Hey mate, like this is what I look for, like when we're looking at this," and just giving him some advice and having a chat about his footy. And I remember thinking that's like an awesome trait to have, and has time for everybody, and so generous with with his knowledge, and lovely bloke. So obviously we're pretty keen to spoil the party and doesn't take away from what he's done. But we're looking for a big win from the Blues. But we can always have respect for one of the greats of the game, and I don't think as a player you probably appreciate what he's been able to do and how consistent he's been able to be. And in my eyes, like, he has to be one of the best to ever play because of how consistent he's been, and that's so hard to do.
Yeah, just the sixth player in history to reach 400, and
but
it looks like
it's not even like he's scraping to the line though.
God,
like he's so consistent.
Yeah, and a real footy lover, which I love as well. He's always he's really passionate about the game. Michael from Bali had a question that he wanted to ask about this game on Saturday.
Good day, fellas. It's Michael here from Bali.
In the shower.
Long listener, first time voicemailer. Massive game this weekend. I'm just wondering if you could give us a few details on what the Blues plan to do to curtail the influence of Nick Dacos. Please be very, very specific. Cheers, fellas.
Thank you, MJ.
Hope you're enjoying your
MJ,
shower.
I'm
Michael.
assuming it might be the nickname, MJ. I don't actually know. But
from the Villa.
yeah, sounds like he's having a good time.
Having a lovely time. Dacos in good form, though.
Yeah, one of the best players in the comp, no doubt. In terms of specifics, we do our Oppo stuff. That'll be on our main day tomorrow. But, as we said, he's having an awesome year. And he's only in his third year, isn't he?
Third year.
Yeah. So it's quite incredible what he's been able to do.
Oh, it's
and
unbelievable.
I don't think you can ever fully curtail. Is that what the word he used?
Yeah.
His influence fully. But, we'll have a good look at them
Back
tomorrow.
yourself, man.
But, he's a critical player for him. So
So you are clinging onto that fourth spot. There's a lot of teams behind you that are eager to jump, and then Collingwood's season well and truly on the line. So it will be a huge night.
I reckon there's half a chance to break the all-time record.
Of
I'm pretty sure the
home and
biggest
away.
home and away crowd ever is like 96,000. So
It all depends on the MCC. It always
whose
feels like there's
whose
sellouts.
home game is it?
Collingwood.
Oh, geez, you have to get well above 90.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
for pendles. I mean, we saw
Good for
90
Pendles.
plus for Dusty.
Yeah.
And then Essendon Freo, that is 3:20 p.m. on Sunday, MCG.
Yep.
Usually that would be more of a Marvel slot, wouldn't it?
Yeah, particularly with an interstate
Yeah, I'm
club rolling over.
obviously not in charge of scheduling, but
Oh, aren't you?
Ben's actually the schedule.
Ben's in charge of schedule.
it'd be good to get back on the G. We all love playing.
When
on
was
the
your
G.
last? I feel like it's been over a month.
The Collingwood game, I reckon.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
Melbourne game it was.
Oh, yeah, that was like 3
3
weeks
weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we've had 2 games at Marvel and back on the G. So
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Yeah. Nice not jumping on a plane. It's been a while.
We haven't been on the plane since Gold Coast before we played Carlton.
Wow.
So
Not
it's a
around
huge
12.
stint. Round 12. And our last game against Brisbane, we fly up to
Go to the
Queensland. So
Gabba.
we've had a nice stint in Melbourne for sure.
Yeah. Well, best of luck. Now we're going to head around the world. So, Paris.
Like this.
Where are we up?
Also,
Where are we up to?
I was going to think, I don't know, Ben, if you've had your Twinners and Losers, but I've got mine as like a Olympic themed Twinners and Losers. So
Okay, we'll save a bit of that
no,
then.
but we can definitely do. I was just saying, I should have said off the top, but are you keen to do that for the next week or two?
As in,
An Olympic themed Twinner and Loser?
yeah, I don't mind it.
Sure.
Yeah, just to keep it going.
Amelia had a question for the two of you.
Hi, it's Amelia from Noosa. I was wondering if you could play any Olympic sport, what would it be or what would you be best at? Go Blues.
So great question, Amelia. Do you want to change it to say like life was on the line? Well, something big like and you had,
Wow.
and you had to get a medal to like save your life. What sport are you picking that gives you the best chance to win a medal?
I like that. You've given it some really
Real
dire
context,
consequence.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, because everyone would say, "Oh, I might just do the sprint," but like,
Yeah.
you're not going to win the sprint.
Realistically.
You know?
Or maybe rugby sevens, I reckon.
That's a good answer. I reckon
Yeah,
you
I
have
think
to
that would be the
you have to
closest.
pretty quick.
But in terms of skill,
Yeah.
transformative, sort of, yeah.
What, you
Transferal?
throw the ball
Transferal.
on. Yeah.
Well,
Don't they just throw
oh,
it?
what's your answer?
No, you're built like rugby players. I get it.
It's probably the closest thing to our sport. So,
I feel like
Yeah.
with a bit of training, I could probably play a role for the Boomers, maybe.
but you're not saying. But you're saying right now, are you not? Like if we were walking.
I'd say you get 6 months to
No,
train.
that changes
No,
everything.
have you given 4
They're
years?
walking right.
We're talking LA 28.
Oh,
You
that's
get 4 years to train. Oh, you can do
Yeah.
anything really. Couldn't
You
you?
know, you can do anything. No, for a
and
medal.
starts doing swimming.
Yeah.
I reckon if we were to fly over to Paris right now, it'd have to be rugby sevens.
Yeah.
a little bit of training.
I reckon maybe 4 years of table tennis. I reckon.
Or volleyball. Beach volleyball looked really fun to watch.
Well, the height is handy there.
Yep.
I would love to see 4 years of beach volleyball training into the two of you.
Yeah.
You could
As
be a
a
team.
pair?
Yeah.
Dynamic duo.
Who's spiking? Who's setting? Who's
It
blocking?
changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. I really don't know. Good venue though, the beach volleyball in
yeah.
front of the Eiffel
Yeah,
Tower.
yeah.
Wow.
What would you do, Rollo, by the way?
I did a bit of rowing, so I'll probably try and get back into that. But I would hate every second of it.
It's a grind, the rowing.
It's brutal.
Can we just chat about some of the weirdest sports, like some of the I don't know what it's called when the horses dance. You know those ones?
the equestrian,
Equestrian.
the dressage.
Yeah, that's
When the
incredible.
horses dance, I don't think
That's what
so
they
it's
do,
called.
though.
Have you seen the rave horse?
They don't
The rave
dance.
horse.
Yeah,
They basically do.
they're
Yeah,
It's not the horses and
dancing.
dancing.
they basically are dancing.
It's just,
I don't know
yeah.
the formal word for
Equestrian, it's called.
it. Yeah, but still,
yeah,
it's
nice.
strange.
Oh well, then we'll maintain the momentum. We'll get into 20s and
Yeah,
losers now.
that's it.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
winners
Birds often think I'm a treat.
and losers.
Mandarins. I just love them. I'm mandarins at the moment. Has that noise been in there? The mandarin part?
Rollo, did you just drop out?
You just dropped out.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Come on, mate.
Twinners and losers.
Yeah, so Olympic
both
themed.
Olympic themed. Do you reckon? I mean, you,
I
Oh,
didn't
no,
have-
I'll,
what did
no,
you-
I'll put you on the spot. I'll go my Olympics ones first. So the twinner, Simone Biles, we
Oh,
talked about
freak.
last week how the documentary came out and it
Yeah.
was really cool to watch.
Yeah.
So obviously overnight, I think she won another 2 gold medals.
Did
So
she?
she's the most decorated
really?
She's all over
gymnast
it.
of all time.
Yeah.
Sure. So
So the twinner
yeah, and,
is
and
Simone.
2020, the Olympics didn't go great for her, and everyone was
Yeah.
like giving her heaps of
Really?
Well, she had some mental demons and
yeah.
a
It's
case
cool,
of
it's a cool documentary to watch.
the twisties. Are you across
yeah,
the twisties?
That's what it's called.
No.
It's something to do with
It's like you don't know where you are in air, and you're worried
Oh.
about like land. You don't know
your,
where to
yeah,
land.
your brain can't process what you're
Where
about to
you
do,
are, yeah, yeah.
and you
Yeah.
it's called the twisties.
Okay.
Quite a funny name for it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
and then also is it Emma McKeon? McEwen?
McKeon's now retired. Emma
yeah, so
McKeon,
Emma McKeon's the most
most
decorated.
decorated, 6 golds. Yeah.
Australian. Isn't it 7? She won one overnight, didn't she?
No,
that was the name.
Kaylee McEwen.
McEwen.
It's annoying.
No, I swear.
No.
Emma, didn't she? It's her
She-
last
Emma,
individual
Emma
event.
won one on
Yeah,
the first
she
night
won a
of the
relay. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she raced overnight
No,
in her
that was
last
the-
ever individual event.
She didn't medal.
She swam 2 nights ago and finished 6th or something in the
Yeah,
final.
yeah, in the butterfly.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there was a backstroke in there, but I could be wrong.
That's McEwen.
Yeah, Kaylee McEwen won.
Yeah,
gold
there's two
overnight.
different. I understand there's two. I'm talking about
It
Emma.
doesn't sound like it.
But Kaylee McEwen may well end up on 6 golds by the end of this Olympics.
What's she on 4?
Yeah, she's won 3 in Tokyo. She's currently won 1 with those 2 events to come.
Mm.
She might even win a bloody 7th.
Well, even
She's a freak.
Ariana
Titmus.
and Molly as well. That was a cool race.
Molly
yeah.
might win one tonight. There's a lot happening.
Are we on track for the best ever?
We were just talking about outside.
Have to
So
be, wouldn't it?
the best for Australia is 17, which we got in
Oh.
Tokyo
We'll,
and Athens.
we'll smack that.
So medals all together, or gold
Golds.
medals?
we'd already be
golds.
close to that, wouldn't we?
We're on 6, are we? 6 at the
6 or
moment.
7.
But I reckon tonight we could win between 3 and 5.
Apparently, there's
Really?
4
Yeah.
genuine chances in the athletics as well.
And then the athletics. We've got the.
What's tonight swimming?
Yeah, we got Cole Chalmers, Molly O'Callaghan, Zach Stubblety-Cook.
Yep.
Then the 2 BMX people are both chances, the man and the woman. Logan
Yep.
Martin's defending his gold. And
Yep.
then we've got Jess Fox is probably going to win
Foxy.
her C1 overnight. So huge. It's
Huge.
all poised, but we can't watch any of it.
Well, you can, but you just
can,
can't sleep.
Yeah, you just can't
Yeah,
sleep.
one or the other.
And then the Olympic thing loser. So there's kind of 2, but apparently there's like a big shortage of food in the Olympic Village.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
yeah.
missed that.
So apparently there's like no protein, no eggs, no meat. There's a big shortage of food, which would be pretty annoying as an Olympic athlete. And also, I know we're all for sustainability, but have you seen the beds? Like
Yeah.
like sleep is so important for performance. So
This
like
is a good
you'd
point.
Think
This is
that
a
they'd
good,
just be able to
debate.
cater for like a really good bed.
So I was talking to Jonna, our dietitian. So he trains Thanasi Kokonakis, and we were chatting around because Thanasi's been to a couple of Olympics now. And I was like, surely, obviously they make a lot of money. Surely they're just in a hotel, obviously, nice bed, nice food, everything. And they're like, oh, it's more around the environment around being
Yeah, you wanna
with
be in the
your
village.
team, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why they do it. I think he was saying that Demon or Popper and like a lot of the tennis players were sharing like a little mini apartment with those single beds, but they chose to do that because they want to be a part
Yeah,
of
because
the
apparently, like any time an Aussie's competing, they all go down and watch it on TV,
correct.
and it's all like
How
it'd be,
cool
it could be a
that'd
great
be.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
But he was like, I just don't get it in terms of for 4 years, sleep is almost the number one thing they harp on about, as all athletes we do. And then they get to the most important event of their life, and they've got a little cardboard bed that obviously isn't the most practical. So really interesting.
Yeah. And then you hear of these people that have pulled out because they've got COVID or something
Yeah,
just before their event.
Then again,
Imagine
I was like,
4 years and then it comes
I
down.
think LeBron James probably wouldn't be sleeping in a little cardboard bed. Like,
Nah,
I'm
oh
sure
God,
it'd
no.
be,
He'd
you
go
know
to
what I
a
mean?
palace and the Eiffel Tower. Probably.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny.
Ben, did you have?
Oh yeah, my twinner. I've started getting started seeing a chiropractor. And
Oh,
Have you
nice.
seen a chiropractor?
No.
It's just that the twinner is the moment of like you're about to get cracked, and it's the anticipation, and then
Yes,
the relief.
Great twinner.
The relief is just like it's 0 to 100. It's really interesting.
I haven't been properly cracked like that. Is it like your legs over the other side of your body? And
You obviously get it. You know, you might get 2 parts of your back, your hip, etc.
Your neck's the best one.
Neck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fascinating how you sort of tense up a bit, and then all of a sudden it goes bang, and you're just like, wow, that was
Yeah, you
great.
tense and then just relax.
Yeah, just relax, and then just go. And
Yeah.
it's such a relief. It's just 0 to 100 of like a little bit of fear, but then it's a nice feeling. So that was my twinner.
It's a really good twinner.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Loser.
This is so strange as well. We had a sponsors night last night. So normally Harry would be the same at Carlton. A couple of times a year, you get your player sponsors and have a dinner, or you might do some trivia or something. So we had like a trivia night at the club, and it was like a challenge as well. It wasn't just like trivia. It was a few events and stuff. So one of the event was like someone on each table had to eat a dry wheat bick, and I was like, yep, I'll do it. I'll
Physically
nominate.
impossible to do it under a minute.
Yeah, it wasn't. I literally struggled so hard. I'd never done one before, and I was like, oh, I'd love to actually try it. And it was so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys.
I
have
reckon
done
it's actually physically impossible to do it under a minute.
Yeah, it
no
was
one's done
literally like 3 or 4 minutes, and
It's
I was
so
like,
dry, you can't swallow.
yeah, correct. And I was like, how am I going to do this? And you just have to create saliva. It's just disgusting. You have to create saliva in your mouth.
Generating,
Yeah, exactly, and to get it down. So it takes 4, 5, 6 minutes to do
But
it.
were you among the quickest?
Yeah, amongst the some. It was like I don't know, 15 tables. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was really interesting though. It was. I was actually keen to try it and see what the fuss is about. But
Yeah.
it took me a long time. But
Plenty
it
of fuss.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a rogue sponsors.
was, yeah, it was interesting.
Jeez, so let the hair down.
It created a little bit of
Tullamarine.
Yeah, that was my loser.
You were with Fev last night as well, I saw.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
Charlie and I and Fev.
What did
Yeah.
you have?
Like a,
I was like a
Sportsman night.
sportsman night. Yeah,
Sportsman's.
it was really good.
yeah. Jeez, a few goals between the three of you.
Yeah,
And
Phew.
points.
And Ben points.
yeah, there's plenty of points as well.
Competition time. If you've been listening for the code word, it is now time. You can go to the podcast description where you'll find the link, and then you can fill out the details. You can use previous code words if you've heard them, but for this week, if you want to enter and try and win these match-worn Guernseys, the code word is...
Ben, because this is probably down more your alley. How do you spell that, just for listeners?
Questions. We'll start with Ben.
Will we?
Yeah.
Hi, Ben and Harry. This is Ben from Brooklyn. Sorry about the tough results over the weekend.
Oh,
I had a
Ben.
question for both of you. Who is your favorite opponent to line up against, and why? Could be any reason. Maybe you always beat them, maybe you learn the most, or maybe you just have great conversations. Thanks a lot, and go Blues!
Is that
Great
an
question.
International listener?
Ben from Brooklyn.
Sounds like he's got
Sounded
the American accent.
Brooklyn is
Yeah.
international, Harry.
Oh, I was going to say, because he's got the American accent. He's like a...
There's
maybe
a,
born
there's a
and bred in-
Brooklyn in Victoria, isn't there? I think there's a Brooklyn in Melbourne. I think I've heard of it.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Anyway.
we'll assume
Thanks,
Ben's
Ben.
from
Thanks, Ben.
from New York. Great question too.
don't know.
Stumped you.
Yeah.
Anyone you have a good chat to? Like I don't, you
Yeah,
don't
that's
need
what I
to-
was thinking,
You don't need to
yeah.
just hang shit on someone. You can-
I remember we didn't play this year, but good mates with Liam Jonesy, who's
Oh,
at
yeah.
Carlton, and we played on each other last year. So anyone you know and have mutual respect for is always a good battle, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll say Jonesy.
You didn't obviously chat much to Ben when you lined up.
Well, I
in-
tried to. He gave me nothing. He gave me Daniel
not true.
Donuts.
Best donuts in town.
He actually did give you Daniel Stones. He brought them in here.
Both weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gave me donuts.
I don't know. Oscar Allen was chatty when we played him a few weeks ago.
Like in a fun way or an annoying way?
No, he was like in a fine way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you don't have to name them, but do you have like annoying people that just want to
Annoying?
Not really
chat
anymore.
constantly?
No.
Actually, too much going on.
Is there?
What's his name from Melbourne? Tholstrup?
Colton Tholstrup.
Yeah. He was really chatty when we
Was
played
he?
against him. Yeah, he was chatting to everybody.
What was his name?
Colton Tholstrup. He'd be about 19, wouldn't he?
I think it's his
just a
first
kid.
year player. Yeah. And he was very chatty in every situation, which was interesting.
You don't know Colton Tholstrup?
I might know it if I look at him, but
It's just about the strangest name in the history of the
He's got a
AFL.
mullet as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. No, Colton Tholstrup. Kutcher. Speaking of unusual names, he's got a question from
Ashton.
Swan Hill. Ashton.
G'day, Ben, Harry and Rollo. It's Kutch from Swan Hill. My question's inspired by the Howie Games. If you could invite 3 people to your dinner party, living or dead, who would you invite? And bonus, what would you cook them? Love your work, boys. Keep it up.
Thanks, Coach.
do you want to do one person each or everyone's 3?
Well, mine's Colton Tholstrup.
Yeah.
There he is. I just finally found it.
Yeah.
You reckon?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon you'd go one. So I'd go one sporting legend. So probably Tom Brady or LeBron James.
Good one.
Something like that. I'd love to. And if the preface was like they have to answer everything you ask them. I'd love to have like Barack Obama. So imagine like asking him questions about what actually goes on.
For sure.
And him being able to answer that.
Yeah.
So that'd be really cool. And maybe Taylor Swift.
Really?
Big mega star. I'd like to see what
life's
life's like.
Jeez, sell tickets to that.
Mm.
Brady Obama.
And I reckon
Swift.
I'd cook a roast lamb.
You confident you'd
I know.
you'd get it to their level?
Yeah. Like a nice wholesome
Yeah.
roast
No,
on
it's
Sunday, and we could have maybe a glass of red and just chew the fat.
I think you make a good point. If the preface was they would give you all the time in the world and be very receptive to the conversation.
Taylor's just on her phone.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe LeBron. That's such a common one, but it's all I can think of. Maybe LeBron.
Musician?
Rollo? Drake, maybe, but
Drake.
well, again, if he was really like talkative, it would be really interesting.
Yeah. And what would you cook? Rocky Road.
Yeah, I was going to say definitely Rocky Road.
Just a big stack of Rocky Road.
I was waiting to say that. Rocky Road.
Oh, that's good. Luke.
Did you have anyone?
Yeah, right.
Top of my head, I don't know. I love Arctic Monkeys, and I'd love to just talk to Alex Turner.
Oh, actually, I must change my mind.
Yeah.
Chris Martin from Coldplay.
Good
would be
one.
Sick,
Yeah.
Where Taylor and I are seeing Coldplay later in the year.
Yeah. November.
November, yeah.
I still don't have tickets, but I'm planning to figure it out.
Well,
yeah. I know. I'll have to fork out.
Yeah.
Luke from Werribee.
I was saying you could buy it from me if you wanted, but
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
we'll see how we go.
Be tight on cash.
Laid out.
Oh,
on
what
us. Luke from Werribee.
Letter of absence.
What? Say that again, mate.
The letter of
Hey,
absence.
Ben and Harry, this is Luke here from Werribee. Hope you're recovering well, Harry. We definitely missed you on Friday night. Got a question for you, Harry. So I was playing AFL 23 on the weekend and noticed your goal celebration is the Zoomies. Just wanted to know when you're going to bring back the Zoomies, and hopefully you can kick a bag on the weekend. Go the Blues.
Zoomies.
This is breaking news.
Yeah, this is groundbreaking. Hang on, let's see if
this
we can
backs
find...
up your homework.
Yeah, let's see if... I found it. Oh, this is a mean video. This is AFL 23 Harry Mackay realism, and I think I've watched this before. I think it's you
missing or something.
I think it's you missing. That's a bit harsh.
Where was I? Top of the square. Okay, does it go on the floor?
Where's this go?
Did he use your right
foot, kick it on the floor?
Right foot. He's just put it into the suburbs of Blacktown.
That's brilliant.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tommy. Tommy's just pointing out the quality of the audio experience there. I am keen if anyone can screen record some Harry goal kicking celebrations from 23, or Ben for that matter. It'd be fun to see what.
Yeah. What do you reckon they give me? Just I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, little fist bump. Baylan.
Hey Ben, hey Harry, Baylan from Ringwood here. If you guys could have one player in their prime play for your team right now, who would you choose and why? Love the pod, guys.
Thanks,
Nice.
mate. I'm taking Buddy.
I was
Prime
gonna say
Buddy?
that. Yeah. I was gonna
Give
say
me
Buddy.
prime Bud.
Oh, you have to say someone else now.
It'd be fun to play with Buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah, wouldn't it?
That'd be so cool.
One of you getting squeezed out though? You okay?
No. Me and Charlie can go up the ground a bit, and Buddy can have a 50.
Yeah. I was going to say Buddy. What else?
Surely.
Maybe Juddy or something.
Prime Ablett.
Yeah, Ablett maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, a star midfielder you can never go wrong with. So
Yeah.
maybe Juddy.
Finally from Maddy.
Hey Ben and Harry, it's Maddy from Epping again. Who has the most interesting nickname at the club and what is it? Hope you're feeling better, Harry. Go Ben and go Bombers!
Love the energy,
Good, Maddy.
That's the best question of the day.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. We should nearly.
What a high note.
Yeah.
We don't have any prizes, do we? I thought that was very
No,
nice.
code
Thanks,
words
Maddy.
mandarins. If Maddy wants to answer.
Well, the most interesting. Andy McGrath gets pigeon all the time. Obviously,
after
Glenn McGrath. I think that was just. I can't remember who gave it to him, but it was like day one when he first arrived at the club. It was just
Pidge.
like bang Pidge, and it's just stuck. I think that's probably our best or most interesting nickname. Yeah.
Do you actually refer him to as pigeon?
Yeah, I call him Pidge all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to remember. There's one of the young boys, Matty Carroll. He hasn't played this year yet, but was early on, just late to a couple of meetings and just a bit sleepy. So, the term "wake up Jeff" was used a bit, and everyone started calling him Jeff. And now that's just that's stuck. So
That's great.
No one ever says everyone just calls him Jeff. You wouldn't actually know his name.
Yeah.
You know, one of those people and you say his real name, like, oh, wait, what?
Who is Jack? Oh, Jeff.
Yeah. So Jeff. That's pretty funny.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Good question. Good
thanks,
answers.
Matty. Remember, we are on Instagram and TikTok, Rollo.
Nice.
Head to @Ben&Harry Podcast. Also, I think we've got a new billboard.
Really? Whereabouts?
Yeah. Someone was telling me this a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago, but
new
near Flemington somewhere, I think.
Oh, keep your eyes out.
Wow. Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah. If anyone's seen it.
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
No, I haven't personally either, but yeah.
Just take their word for it.
Flemington, you reckon?
Yeah, someone might be pulling my leg, but
yeah.
Probably. Hit the bell on Spotify and also please leave us a review on Apple. That would be greatly appreciated. Get involved. We appreciate all the support.
Nice. Go Blues, go Dons.
Go Blues. Yep. Good luck, Ben.
Yep. Thanks, man. You too.
Thanks.
So awkward.
So awkward.